Hello dear students, good evening to everyone. Okay, let me check the plus. Okay, that's the sound. Hello dear student, please check the sound. Hello dear student, please check the sound. Okay, I think sound clear. Now start the question from the synthetic fiber, that is introduction to the polymer chemistry. The two monomers used in the preparation of the dextran are lactic acid and the glycolic acid. So these are the example here, dextran. Identify the heteropolymer from the given list. So heteropolymer, select the correct, okay, that's a correct statement from the thermosetting polymer. It does not become soft on heating under pressure. No, it is not correct. It cannot be, that's a remolded. No, it is, that cannot be correct. It is either linear or branch chain polymer. Yes, it is correct statement. It is cross link. No, it is not correct. It is for the, that's thermosetting polymer. Next, the bulletproof helmet are made up from the Lexan. So example as the Lexan. The polymer used for making the handles of the cooker and the frying pans are bakelite. Bakelite is the thermosetting polymer. Lactic lactic acid and the glycolic acid are the monomers are used in the preparation of dextran is the example. The monomer used in the preparation of the dextran, same question appear here, dextran, lactic acid and the glycolic acid. So this is the first exam. Answer is the correct, lactic acid and the glycolic acid. Okay, which of the following that's polymer is used for making the clothes for firefighter? Answer is the Nomex is the answer. Which of the following polymer used in paints? Novolac. Novolac is a polymer used for making the paints. Bonaius for making the okay tires. It is for use okay for making the tires. Melamine used for the making the okay that's the cooking plates. It is also used for making the plates. Which among the following is not a semi-synthetic polymer? Not a semi-synthetic polymer. That's a terylene is the example. It is synthetic polymer. It is synthetic polymer. It is not a semi-synthetic polymer. Viscous rayon, cuprammonium silk, acetate rayon, all the examples of the semi-synthetic polymer. Next question, which of the following is a natural polymer? Natural polymer as a Lenin. Lenin is a natural polymer. Nylon, Teflon, Orlon is a synthetic polymer. The monomer used in the preparation of the dextran are, dextran is very important, lactic acid and glycolic acid. Next question, a polymer which becomes soft on heating and the hard on cooling belongs to the thermoplastic polymer. Soft on heating and hard on cooling. This is called that's a thermoplastic polymer. Which among the following polymer does not show cross link in it? So nylon 6 does not show the cross link. Bakelite, melamine and vulcanized rubber, it has a cross linking. Okay, next question. Identify the monomer used in the preparation of PHBV. PHBV is very important. The styrene and glycolic acid, no, lactic acid and glycolic. That's 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, and the 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. This is very important. That's a polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate. Next question. Identify the catalyst used in the manufacture of the high density polythene. It is also called as the HDP. HDPE, high density polythene. Okay, that's the answer as a titanium tetrachloride and the triethyl aluminum is called as the Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Ziegler-Natta catalyst. It is also called as a Ziegler-Natta catalyst. So Ziegler-Natta catalyst used for making the high density polythene. This is IMP question. Please make as an important question. Which polymer among the following does not contain ester linkage? So dextran contain ester linkage, PHBV ester not contain ester linkage. Nylon 2, nylon 6. So it contain polyamide linkage. It contain amide linkage. So nylon contain amide linkage. Nylon is the Greek word stand for polyamide. Nylon is a Greek word stand for polyamide. So nylon 2, nylon 6, it contains the polyamide linkage. Which among the following is a biodegradable polymer? So answer is a dextran. Dextran is very important. So please note it now. Dextran, biodegradable polymer. Dextran, it contains the polar linkage. That's PVC, polythene and Teflon are the not a biodegradable polymer, but the dextran are the biodegradable polymer because it contains the polar linkage. Which of the following properties of the thermosetting polymer? These are the cross link. Yes, it has a cross link. So this is the property of the thermosetting polymer. This can be remolded. No, this cannot be remolded. This can be recycled. No, this cannot be recycled. On heating, this becomes soft. No, this becomes not a soft. So what is the answer here? These are the cross-link polymer. Which polymer from the following is used as a synthetic leather? So synthetic leather as a PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Polyvinyl chloride called as a synthetic leather. Next question. Identify the monomer used in the preparation of the Novolac. Novolac is a phenol formaldehyde resin. Methanol stands for the formaldehyde. So it is called as the formaldehyde. That's a phenol formaldehyde resin. And from the Novolac, bakelite is prepared. From Novolac, that's bakelite is prepared. Which of the following polymer belong to the class thermoplastic polymer? So example as a polythene. So polythene is a thermoplastic polymer and remaining are the thermosetting polymer. Bakelite is the thermosetting, terylene is the thermosetting, neoprene is the thermosetting. Neoprene is a synthetic rubber actually. This is rubber. Neoprene as a rubber, synthetic rubber. Which of the following pair of monomers is used for the preparation of dextran? So many times dextran is question. आतापर्यंत आपण 5 ते 6 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व केले. Dextran, lactic acid and glycolic acid. So answer as the lactic acid and the glycolic acid. This is very, very important IMP question. Dextron. Which among the following polymer is used for making the handles of the cooker? Bakelite is the answer. Bakelite is the used for making the handles of the cooker. Novolite is the paint. Novolite is used as a paint. Acrylan, acrylic acid, and melamine. Melamine is a phenol formaldehyde resin. Which among the following catalysts used for preparation of the dextron? So dextron साठी catalyst. Name the catalyst used for dextron. Zinc acetate and antimony trioxide. This is very important. Dextron. Decron साठी कोणतं पाहिजे तर antimony, zinc acetate and antimony trioxide. Decron also called as a terylene. Decron also called as a terylene. This is very important, terylene. Identify the thermoplastic polymer from the following. Thermoplastic polymer is the polystyrene is the example. So thermoplastic polymer is the polystyrene. It is also called as a thermocol. It is also called as a thermocol. So this is polystyrene also called as a thermocol. Next question. Which among the following is a biodegradable polymer? Biodegradable polymer. PHBV is the one of the example. PHBV, polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate. This is a biodegradable polymer. Bunayan PTFE, polytetrafluoroethylene, PVC, polyvinyl chloride. These are the not biodegradable polymers. This is very important question. Please note it as IMP question. That's a PHBV, polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate. Okay, next question. Which of the following polymer obtained when glycolic acid combined with the lactic acid? So it is called as a dextron. So dextron is the answer actually. Dextron. Glycolic acid and lactic acid. Which of the following that's a polymer contain ester linkage? Which contain the ester linkage? PHBV, polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate. Orlon, neoprene and Bunaeus. These are the different polymers. They do not contain ester linkage. But the PHBV, polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate, contain the ester linkage. Which among the following polymer is an example of addition polymer? So double bonded compound, they show the addition polymer. So this is the polythene. Polythene is the class of the addition polymerization. And that's the Dacron is a condensation polymerization. So this is the example of condensation polymerization. Urea formaldehyde, again it is a type of the condensation polymerization. Condensation polymerization. And nylon 6 is the example of the ring opening mechanism. Ring opening mechanism. So it shows the ring opening nylon 6. Ring opening nylon 6. Next, polythene as the addition polymer. Dacron is the condensation. Dacron also called as a terylene. Dacron also called as a terylene. Urea formaldehyde polymer, it is called as a bakelite. It is called as a bakelite or melamine also. This is melamine. Melamine also. Identify the polymer from following that contain amide linkage. So amide linkage is a nylon. Nylon is the word for amide linkage. So this is amide. Next, terylene, PHBV, dextron, all remaining are the polyester. These are the polyester. Ester linkage, terylene. Next, PHBV and dextron. All these contain that's a polyester. Terylene contain the polyester. Terylene also called as the Dacron. Dacron. Terylene also called as the Dacron. Next PHBV, polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate. Next as a dextron. Which among the following polymer used to obtain the bulletproof vest and helmets? Very important. That's Kevlar. Kevlar म्हणतात त्याला. Kevlar is the polymer used for making the bulletproof vest and helmets. Glyptal is used for making the paints. Paints साठी वापरतात. Nomex is used for fireproof vest किंवा fireproof clothes. Which of the following compound is used for prepare the Orlon? Orlon used for making the ethene cyanide. So this is also called as the vinyl cyanide. Orlon, it is stand for the CH2 double bond CHCl. It is also called as the acrylonitrile. Acrylonitrile also called as Orlon. Acrylonitrile, huh? So please note now acrylonitrile. Acrylonitrile CH2 double bond CH and Cn. Which among the following polymer obtained first by formation of salt by neutralization and then step growth polymerization? So this is very important. Nylon 6,6. Nylon 6,6 is the polymer. They contain the salt and they also known as the nylon salt. So it is called as the nylon salt. Which among the following is a linear polymer? So what is the linear polymer here? PVC, polyvinyl chloride, is a linear polymer. Melamine, vulcanized rubber, that's polypropylene. They are also called as a branched or cross-link. So PVC, polyvinyl chloride, is a linear polymer. Melamine is a cross-link, vulcanized rubber cross-link, polypropylene is a branch polymer. Which of the following polymer is prepared by using phenol? Phenol is used for preparation of bakelite. So answer as a bakelite. Phenol plus formaldehyde. Phenol plus formaldehyde used for making the bakelite. Which among the following formula represent the omega amino caproic acid? Omega amino caproic acid. This is used for making the represent omega amino caproic acid. So answer as the first NH2 CH2 COOH. So it contains the 6 carbon atoms. Total 6 carbon atoms. 6 carbon atoms. It is used for making the nylon 6 omega amino caproic acids. Epsilon caprolactam साठी वापरतो आहे. Epsilon caprolactam omega. Which among the following monomers is used to prepare the Teflon? Name the chemical used for making the Teflon. CF2 double bond CF2. Teflon is also called as a polytetrafluoroethene. Polytetrafluoroethene called as a Teflon. I think this question asked in your board exam as what is the chemical name for Teflon. Teflon has a chemical name polytetrafluoroethene. Polytetrafluoroethene. So this is having the monomer. What is the monomer? CF2 double bond CF2. It is also represented as in this way C2F4. C2F4 as a molecular formula. This is called as the Teflon, also called as the polytetrafluoroethene C2F4. Which polymer is obtained from monomer 3-hydroxybutanoic acid and the 3-hydroxypentanoic acid, PHBV. So what is the long form PHBV? Polyhydroxybutyrate covalent. Polyhydroxybutyrate covalent is used for making the PHBV. This is very important question asked for your examination. Which among the following polymer is used for making the cockries? So melamine. Melamine is used for making the cockries. ठीक है, important है, note करून ठेवा, for use for making the cockries, melamine. Which of the following compound contains CONH linkage? What is called the CONH linkage? It is contain the amide linkage. Amide, so called as the polyamide linkage. Polyamide linkage, epsilon caprolactam. And what is the monomer for that's epsilon caprolactam? Nylon. So nylon 6. Epsilon caprolactam is the answer. Vinyl chloride, okay, vinyl cyanide, dimethyl, that's a terphthalate, hexamethylene diamine. This is used for making the nylon 6,6. Which of the following properties is of the thermoplastic polymer? Thermoplastic. This cannot be recycled, that's a thermoplastic. No, it is not correct. These are either linear or branch. Yes, it is correct. These either linear or branch for thermoplastic, but not a cross-link. This cannot be remolded. No, this is not correct. This do not become soft on heating. This is also not correct. So these are either linear or branch chain polymer, but not a cross-link. Always remember, not a cross-link. So thermoplastic polymer is always either linear or branch chain polymer, but not a cross-link. Next question. Which of the following polymer is used in electrophoresis in the form of gel? Very important question. Electrophoresis DNA analysis ला वापरतात. Electrophoresis कोणता आहे? Polyacrylamide gel. Polyacrylamide gel. Same question 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 and next also. Okay, get it? So please write now. This is a very important question. Which of the following polymer is used for preparation of cinema film? Semi-synthetic polymer. Cinema film. Semi-synthetic polymer. It is also called as a regenerated polymer. Regenerated. Semi-synthetic. Regenerated. A regenerated polymer. Semi-synthetic also called as regenerated polymer. Semi-synthetic. Viscous rayon, viscous acetate rayon, these are the examples. Which of the following monomer is used for preparation of nylon 6? Nylon 6 साठी कोणता monomer आहे? That's a caprolactam. So caprolactam is the answer. Caprolactam used for making the nylon 6. Acrylonitrile used for making the PAN. Polyacrylonitrile. PAN. Acrylonitrile. Polyacrylonitrile. Hexamethylene diammonium adipate. Adipic acid, hexamethylene diamine. So it is called as the nylon. Nylon 6,6. Isobutylene. It is used for making the, that's a rubber. Isobutylene. Bunayas, Bunayan. It is also written as a Bunayas or Buna. Buna stand for butadiene. So this is Buna N also. Identify the homopolymer from the following. Homopolymer from the following. Answer as a Teflon. So Teflon is a homopolymer, remaining as a heteropolymer. Bakelite is a heteropolymer, PHBV heteropolymer, nylon 2, nylon 6 are the heteropolymer. Which of the following monomers is used for preparation the PVC? PVC stand for polyvinyl chloride. So these are the examples. Polyvinyl chloride. Example as the CH2 double bond CH that Cl. So it is called as a polyvinyl chloride, and the monomer as a vinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride. PVC stand for polyvinyl chloride. Monomer as a vinyl chloride. Okay, next question. Which free radical initiator is used for polymerization of the tetrafluoroethylene? This is called as the tetrafluoroethene, so called as a CF2 double bond CF2. It is also called as a Teflon. Teflon. So name as the Teflon radical initiator, ammonium persulfate. Ammonium persulfate is used for making the radical initiator, free radical initiator. Free radical initiator for polymerization of the tetrafluoroethylene. Ammonium persulfate, CF2 double bond CF2. Next, which of the following polymers obtained from epsilon caprolactam? Nylon 6 is the example where the epsilon caprolactam used as a monomer to prepare the, that's nylon 6 as a polymer and epsilon caprolactam as a monomer. So this is the ring opening mechanism. Through ring opening mechanism, epsilon caprolactam. Which of the following compound does not undergo vinyl polymerization? Vinyl polymerization. So ethylene is the vinyl polymerization because they contain CH2 double bond CH2. Vinyl cyanide again CH2, CH and Cn. Next is the tetrafluoroethylene CF2 double bond CF2. So what is your answer? Answer number second, does not undergo vinyl polymerization. So vinyl polymerization contain at least double bond, at least one double bond. Ethylene contain one double bond, vinyl cyanide contain one, tetrafluoroethylene contain one double bond. Epsilon caprolactam is the ring opening polymerization. This is the ring opening, a ring opening polymerization. Identify the monomer used for manufacturing of the terylene. Monomer used for the terylene, ethylene glycol and the terphthalic acid. This is called as the terphthalic acid at the para position. So what is the structure of the, okay, that's a terphthalic acid in this way. C double bond O, OH, C double bond O, OH. So this is called as the terphthalic acid, para isomer. Which polymer is formed from hexamethylene diamine, hexamethylene diammonium adipate? So this is called as the nylon salt. Nylon salt, and nylon salt is used for nylon 6,6. So this is your answer. This is very important question. Question number 53. Please make as the IMP for 2026 exam. Clear? Everyone get it? Which polymer is formed from hexamethylene diammonium adipate? Nylon salt. This is for nylon 6,6. Next question, which polymer from following is used for making the toys? Again IMP question. 2026 also. high density polythene, HDP. HDP used for making the toys. High density polythene is used for making the toys. Low density polythene for use for making the flexible pipes. Low density polythene. Glyptal for paint. Rayon is the clothes. Which among the following polymers is used to obtain the drinking straw? Very important, drinking straw. Polypropylene. Polypropylene used for making the drinking straw. This is very important. Okay, if you know that's a drinking straw is prepared from polypropylene, तर तुम्ही एक्झाम मध्ये लिहू शकता पॉलीप्रोपिलीन. ठीक आहे, समजा माहित नसेल तर मग यस तुम्ही कोणतं पण एक अंदाजे आन्सर देऊ शकता, पण ते रॉंग येऊ शकेल, लक्षात ठेवा. हाय डेन्सिटी पॉलिथिन टॉयसाठी, लो डेन्सिटी फ्लेक्झिबल पाईप. पॉलिस्टायरीन. पॉलिस्टायरीन इज अ थर्मोकॉल. पॉलिस्टायरीन इज अ थर्मोकॉल. Polystyrene thermocol. Yes, physical chemistry. Yes, after the completion of the organic chemistry, now start the organic chemistry here. Organic. That's the chemistry has a 4 lesson. Lesson number 10, 11, 12 and 13. After completing the organic, then okay, organic completed. Now start that's the general chemistry. General chemistry subject. Then general chemistry has a lesson number 14, number 15, number 16. Now the 14 lesson, now we have to complete it here. And after completing the 14, then 15, then 16. And then afterward, this is that's a physical chemistry. Inorganic chemistry, inorganic. Inorganic number 9. Number that's inorganic number 8. Okay, 7, 8, 9. Get it? 7, 8, 9. So number as a 7, number 8, number 9. 9 as a coordination. And then after completion of that's inorganic physical chemistry. And physical chemistry lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5, lesson number 6, and then 11th. Okay, 11th has that's 10 lesson. Select the pair of the polyamide polymers. Select the pair of the polyamide polymer. So polyamide polymer is the nylon 6 and nylon 6. Nylon is a Greek word stand for polyamide. Nylon. Nylon, Greek word. Greek word stand for polyamide. In nylon 6,6, the numeral 6,6 stand for. In nylon 6,6, the numeral 6,6 stands for number of carbon in both the monomers. So it contains the 6 carbon atom each. Hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid. Hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid. Both contain 6 carbon. So it contains 6 carbon atoms, so called as a numeral 6,6. Which of the following statement is not true about PHBB? PHBB stands for polyhydroxybutyrate covalent. It is degraded by microbes. Yes, it is correct because this is biodegradable. This is biodegradable. Yes, PHBB is a biodegradable. It is copolymer. Yes, it is copolymer because it has a 2 different monomer. It contains ester linkage. Yes, it contains ester linkage. It is obtained from glycine and butyric acid. No, it is not correct. So this is your answer, not true. Which of the following polymer is banned due to the property of leaching when heated? Which of the following polymer is banned due to property of leaching when heated? Thermocol is the answer. Thermocol, also called as a polystyrene. Polystyrene. So polystyrene thermocol is banned because they leaches when heated. Which of the following is a thermosetting polymer? So thermosetting polymer as a bakelite. Bakelite is a thermosetting polymer. Polyvinyl, polystyrene, polythene, all these are the thermoplastic polymer. Thermosetting polymer do not become soft on heating. So bakelite is the example, and bakelite having the monomer phenol formaldehyde resin. Bakelite, very hard nature. Which among the following is a branch polymer? So identify the branch polymer. Low density polythene. Very important question, so please note now. IMP question for 2026 also. Which among the following is a branch polymer? Low density polythene. Bakelite is a cross-link. High density polythene, it is a linear. High density is a linear. PVC is also linear. Bakelite is a cross-link. Cross-link. So please, note now here. Bakelite cross-link. HDP high density polythene linear. PVC linear. Polyvinyl chloride. Low density is a branch polymer. Next question. Identify monomer used to prepare nylon 2 nylon 6. Nylon 2 nylon 6, glycine and epsilon amino caproic acid. This is biodegradable polymer. Biodegradable polymer. Biodegradable polymer. Nylon 2 nylon 6, glycine and epsilon amino caproic acid. Identify the monomer used in preparation of terylene. So terylene is obtained from ethylene glycol, named as ethylene glycol, and this is called as a terphthalic acid. Terphthalic acid. So terylene is obtained from the ethylene glycol and the terphthalic acid. Which of the following is aliphatic polyester polymer? It is again the biodegradable. So name the biodegradable polyester. PHBV is the example. PHBV stands for the polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate. Polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate is the example for aliphatic polyester polymer. This is biodegradable polymer. The most common mechanism of addition polymerization is, so addition polymerization has a free radical addition. Addition, as the name suggested, it contains the free radical addition reaction, and in all the vinyl polymers, vinyls polymerization, it is again called as a vinyl polymerization. So they contain the carbon-carbon double bond. At least they contain the carbon-carbon double bond. those monomer contain carbon-carbon double bond, at least one carbon-carbon double bond, they undergo addition polymerization reaction. So this is called that's a free radical addition. Which among the following compound is used for preparation of bakelite? Used for preparation of bakelite as one of the reactant. Bakelite is very important. Bakelite called as a phenol. So please write now, for preparation of bakelite, the phenol, and so phenol plus formaldehyde. Phenol plus formaldehyde. Next question. Identify A in the following reaction. What is the A here? Low density polythene. This is ethene or ethylene peroxide and temperature 350 to 370. Low density polythene. So low density polythene is a branch polymer. Always remember. Branch polymer. Next question. Ziegler-Natta catalyst is combination of. IMP question. Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Triethyl aluminium and titanium tetrachloride. Triethyl aluminium plus titanium tetrachloride. Ziegler-Natta catalyst used for, that's a preparation of high density polythene, HDP. High density polythene. It is used for making the linear type polymer. Linear polymer. High density polythene is a linear polymer. Ziegler-Natta catalyst is combination of high density polythene. So this is triethyl aluminium and titanium tetrachloride. This is the answer actually. Okay, from following polymer is obtained from beta hydroxybutyric acid and beta hydroxyvaleric acid. As identify the monomers used in glyptal preparation. Glyptal used for making the paints. So ethylene glycol and the terphthalic acid, it is also called as phthalic acid also. Glyptal called as a phthalic acid and ethylene glycol. Glyptal used for paints. For making paints, glyptal is used. Okay, which following property of fiber resists the breaking under tension? The property of fiber resist the breaking under tension is called as a high tensile strength. Which following property of fiber resists the breaking under tension, high tensile strength? Which among the following polymer is used to obtain surgical sutures? Nylon 6,6. Nylon 6,6 used for making the surgical suture. This is a very important question. Please note now here. IMP 2026 also. Next question. Identify the polymer obtained by using CONH2. This is also called as a polyacrylamide. Gel electrophoresis. This is called as a polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Next question. Which from following polymers is obtained by using CH2 CHCl? This is CH2 CHCl called as the vinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride. So what is the answer? PVC. PVC stands for polyvinyl chloride. Polyvinyl chloride. Next question. Which among the following polymer has a high tensile strength? High tensile strength is a nylon 6. Nylon 6 have the high tensile strength. That's why it is used for to obtain the tire cords. This is again the very important question. Please note now. High tensile strength to obtain the tire cords, nylon 6. Which among the following polymer is obtained by treatment on natural polymers? Cupra ammonium rayon. Cupra ammonium rayon. This is called as a semi-synthetic polymer. Semi-synthetic. Semi-synthetic polymer. Cupra ammonium rayon. All rayon are semi-synthetic polymer. Identify the branch chain polymer from the following. Low density polythene. LDP. LDP stand for low density polythene. PVC. PVC is a linear. Melamine is a branch. Is a branch chain polymer. Bakelite is a branch or cross link. It is also called as a cross link. Branch chain polymers. So this is cross link actually. Cross. Bakelite also the cross link. Cross link polymer. So this is your answer. Cross link polymer. Identify the monomer needed for synthesis of nylon 6,6. Monomer. So this is acrylonitrile and the epsilon caprolactam, ethylene glycol and epsilon caprolactam, ethylene glycol and adipic acid. Adipic acid and hexamethylene. So this is your answer. Adipic acid and hexamethylene to form nylon salt. Nylon salt and then nylon salt to nylon 6,6. Okay, what is the molecular formula of monomer used for preparation of Teflon? This is a very important question, 2022. What is the molecular formula of monomer for preparation of Teflon? So this is CH2. So this is not a CH2 here. CF2 double bond CF2. So CF2 double bond CF2 is called as a C2F4. This is called as a tetrafluoroethene. Tetrafluoroethene is a monomer. Tetrafluoroethene. Which among the following polymer does not need peroxide initiator for synthesis? So not a peroxide initiator, so it is not a vinyl polymer. Not a vinyl polymer. So which is not a vinyl polymer, do not contain the double bond. So nylon 6,6. This is condensation polymer. Condensation, nylon 6,6 condensation does not need peroxide. So all these need the peroxides because these are the vinyl polymers. LDP, Teflon, polyacrylonitrile, all are vinyl polymerization. Vinyl polymerization. They contain the at least one carbon-carbon double bond. So they require the radical initiator, peroxide radical initiator. And nylon, that's 6,6, it is a condensation polymerization. Condensation polymerization. Nylon 6 is the example. Nylon 6,6 is the example. Which among the following statement about HDP, high density polythene, is not true? High density polythene is not true. It melt at the low temperature. No, it melt at the high temperature. So this is not true. This is your answer actually. Not true. It is steeper than low density polythene. Correct. It is steeper than low density polythene. It is crystalline. Yes, it is crystalline. It is manufactured by applying low pressure than low density polythene manufacture process. Yes, it is correct. It requires the low pressure because they require that to use the Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Important case. Okay, question for note down. That's which among the following statement about high density polythene is not true? It melt at low temperature than low density polythene. No, it melt at high temperature. As the name suggested, there is a high density. So called as they melt at the high temperature than low density polythene, LDP. Next question. Identify the monomer for synthesis of polyacrylonitrile. This is also called as the PAN. They stand for the PAN, polyacrylonitrile, and having the monomer, okay, CH2, CH, What is the structure here? CH2 double bond CH dash CN. CN stand for cyanide. CH2 double bond CH dash CN, polyacrylonitrile. Okay, C2H4, this is CH2 double bond CH2. This is called as a high density, low density polythene. C2F4, they stand for CF2 double bond CF2. So it is again called as a Teflon. So this is the monomer used for Teflon. And CH2 CH polythene. Urea formaldehyde resin is an example of urea formaldehyde resin is an example of thermosetting polymer. This is called as a thermosetting polymer. Urea formulate resin. Thermosetting polymer. Which of the following monomer used for making the PAN? So PAN is a polyacrylonitrile. So this is the example here. Acrylonitrile. PAN, acrylonitrile. Acrylonitrile is the name of monomer used for making the PAN. And CH2CN, this is stand for PVC, polyvinyl chloride. CF211 CF2, this is stand for Teflon. Teflon is the answer here. Fourth, number second PVC, number third acrylonitrile. And number A as ethylene glycol. Number A, ethylene glycol. Which of the following, that's polymer, is used to obtain the hose pipe for transport of gasoline? Neoprene. IMP question. Neoprene. Neoprene is a type of rubber. Neoprene. Used for obtain the hose pipe for transport of gasoline. Which from following polymers is used to obtain the electrical and that's a telecommunication hardware? Polycarbonate. Electrical and telecommunication hardware. This is again the IMP question. This is application based question actually, where it is used as an application. Next question, which among the following polymer is heat resistant and used to obtain the oil seal? Again this is IMP question. Teflon. So Teflon is used. Heat resistant and used to obtain the oil seal. Which from following polymer is used to obtain the bristle of brushes? All questions are important for your 2026 because all questions are based on the knowledge, certain applications, some uses. So nylon 66 is the answer. Nylon 66. Which from following polymer is used to obtain the bristles for brushes? Next question, which among the following pair of monomers does not generate polyamide polymer? So that's a polyamide polymer is the nylon 6 or nylon 66. So this is called the polyamide polymer is the category of nylon. Nylon is the category. So adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine, adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine does not generate. This is the adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine. This is the 3-hydroxybutanoic acid and 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. Yes, this is PHBV. आन्सर सापडला आपला PHBV आणि याच्यामध्ये ईस्टर लिंकेज असतात. काय असतात? ईस्टर लिंकेज, नॉट अ अमाइड लिंकेज. सो दिस इज ईस्टर लिंकेज आणि बाकीच्यामध्ये अमाइड लिंकेज. Urea formaldehyde. Urea contain nitrogen, so it contain the nylon linkage. Nylon म्हणजे polyamide. And this is glycine and that's epsilon aminocaproic acid. Yes, this is very important. This is called as the nylon 2 dash nylon 6. Nylon 2 nylon 6 and adipic acid hexamethylene. This is nylon 6,6 and the urea formaldehyde resin, they also contain the polyamide linkage. So what is the answer here? PHBV. PHBV do not contain the polyamide polymer, not contain polyamide polymer, it contain the ester linkage. So answer as a option number second. Which among the following is a straight chain polymer? So straight chain polymer is the polyvinyl chloride, PVC. PVC is the answer. Low density polythene is a branch. Not now, branch. Bakelite is a cross-link network. Melamine is again the cross-link network. Identify the monomer used to obtain the glyptal. Identify the monomers used to obtain the glyptal. So ethylene glycol, and that's phthalic acid. Glyptal used for making the paints, polyester polymer. Which from following is not a property of, again not a property of thermosetting polymer? These have extensive cross-linking by covalent bond, correct. These are being shaped on heating, yes, remolded. These are rigid, yes, correct, these are the rigid. These are capable of repeated softening, this is wrong, and hardening on heating and cooling respectively. So this is not true property. So this is your answer. Not a property of the thermosetting polymer. This is property of the thermoplastic polymer. Option number 4 is correct for thermoplastic polymer, not correct for thermosetting polymer. So answer as a 4th option. Which polymer is obtained from adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine? So nylon 6,6. Adipic acid, hexamethylene diamine. What is the use of PVC polymer? So they are used for making the raincoats. This is very important right now. IMP question. What is the use of PVC polymer? So PVC polymer used as to prepare the raincoats. Unbreakable dinnerware, so it is melamine. Manufacture of paints, glyptal, and next as a novolec. To prepare the rubber bed, it is so many compound, rubber compound, bunayan, neoprene, get it? So this is rubber belt, rubber compound. Which from following polymers is used to obtain the LCD screen? LCD screen, that's a perfect. LCD screen. This is very important. Again, this is not as a IMP question. Question from 2022. Identify the monomer used for synthesis of Teflon. So Teflon CF2, double bond CF2. These are the monomers. CF2, double bond CF2. So this is C2F4. C2F4 is your answer. C2F4, Teflon. Identify thermosetting polymer from following. Thermosetting polymer from following. Bakelite. So bakelite is the answer. Thermosetting polymer, bakelite. And remaining all are the thermoplastic polymer. Which among the following polymer is obtained by ring opening polymerization? This is single example here, nylon 6. Nylon 6 is the only one example for ring opening polymerization. So always remember. Identify semi-synthetic polymer. So semi-synthetic polymer is a cellulose nitrate. Semi-synthetic also called as a regenerated polymer. Which among the following statement is not true about low density polythene? Not true for low density polythene. It needs Ziegler-Natta catalyst for preparation. Yes, it is not true because it is for the HDP. So this is your answer actually. Ziegler-Natta catalyst used for preparation of HDP, high density polythene, not for low density. So this is not true. It involves free radical addition mechanism, yes, double bond. In this polymer, chains are loosely held, yes, correct, because these are the low density. It is obtained from ethylene, yes, correct. Which of the following polymers is obtained from styrene? Styrene stands for the polystyrene, so thermocol, polystyrene, and it is banned because it on heating become leach. Polystyrene. So answer as a thermocol. Which from following polymers is obtained from beta hydroxy butyric acid and beta hydroxy valeric acid? Then again same, butyric acid, valeric acid, P poly, S stand for hydroxy. So this is the answer. PHBV is the answer. Polyhydroxy butyric acid, co-valeric acid. Next question. Which polymer from following is obtained from CH2 double bond CHCl? So it is called as a vinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride. So answer as a PVC. PVC stand for polyvinyl chloride. Polyvinyl chloride. Identify branch chain polymer. So branch chain polymer is a low density polythene. So this is LDP. Branch chain. Melamine is a cross link. High density is a linear polymer. This is linear polymer. Bakelite is again the cross link. So this is cross link. Low density polythene is a branch chain polymer. Which among the following is an example of addition polymer? So addition polymer has a polyethylene. Polyethylene stands for the CH2 double bond CH2 as the example. Addition polymerization, and remaining all are the condensation polymerization. Dacron, nylon 6,6. Dacron also called as a terylene. Dacron also called as a terylene is a condensation polymerization. Which among the following is a cross-link polymer? Cross-link polymer, bakelite. Bakelite is the example of the cross-link polymer. High density polythene is a linear. PVC is again linear. Low density is a branch. Low density polythene is a branch polymer. Which among the following polymers is obtained by condensation polymerization? Dacron. Dacron stands for the terylene. All remaining examples, Teflon. Teflon is addition polymerization. Next, polyacrylamide, addition polymerization. Nylon 6, ring opening mechanism. Ring opening polymerization. Identify the homopolymer from the following. This is called the polyacrylonitrile homopolymer. Homo, CH2 double bond CH and CN. So this is only one type of monomer here. Only one type of monomer. Which from following that polymer obtained from C2F4? C2F4, that's CF2 double bond CF2. So CF2 म्हणजे टेफ्लॉन. CF2 double bond CF2, Teflon. Identify linear polymer from following. Linear polymer, high density. Low density is a branch. Bakelite cross link. Melamine is again cross link. Next question. Which from following monomers is used to prepare the thermocol? Thermocol styrene. It is again stand for the polystyrene. Polystyrene. Polystyrene also called as a thermocol. It is banned because on heating become leach. Identify biodegradable polymer. Nylon 2, nylon 6, biodegradable. And another example as a PHBV. PHBV. Only two examples here. PHBV and nylon 2, nylon 6 are biodegradable. Which among the following statement is not true about high density polythene? It is obtained from ethene, correct? It need high pressure. No, it does not require high pressure. It requires the low pressure. So this is your answer actually. Not true. Polymerization occur in presence of Ziegler-Natta catalyst, correct hai? Melting point higher than low density, yes, it is again correct. So which among the following statement not true? Next, identify that's a copolymer from the following. So copolymer contains the two different type of the monomer. So it is the Terlin is the answer. Natural rubber, PVC and that's a polypropylene are the homopolymers. All remaining example are the homopolymers. Which among the following pair of polymers contain both members as a copolymer? Both member as a copolymer SBr and PHBV. Styrene butadiene rubber and polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate. What is stand for SBr? Styrene butadiene rubber. It is also called as the Buna S. It is also called as the Buna S. Next, that's a PHBV, polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate. IMP question. This is very important question. Which from following properties not exhibited by LDP? Not shown by the LDP. It is crystalline. So low density is not a crystalline. This is your answer. It is moisture resistant, yet it is the film are extremely flexible, yes. It is poor contrapidity, yes. So this is not a property of low density polythene. It is not a crystalline. Which from following polymers is used to obtain the tire cords? Very important, nylon 6. Please note now here important question. Application and use based question say tire cords. Used to obtain the tire cords. Nylon 6 is the answer to make the tire cord because he has a mechanical strength. Identify the thermosetting polymer from the following. So thermosetting polymer do not become melted on heating. So urea formaldehyde resin is the answer. Next, polystyrene, polythene, polyvinyls are the examples of the thermoplastic polymers. These are the thermoplastic examples because on heating they become melt. Which among the following statement not true for LDP? Not true for LDP, low density polythene. It needs oxygen or peroxide as initiator in synthesis process. Yes, it is correct. It is branch chain polymer. Yes, it is again correct. It needs low pressure. No, it does not require low pressure. It requires the high pressure. So this is not a true. This is not a correct. Option number C is correct. It has low melting point than HDP. Yes, it is correct. So it requires the 1000 to 2000 atm pressure, very high pressure, because there is no catalyst for LDP, and there is HDP, there is a catalyst called as a Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Identify the monomer used to prepare the Teflon. Teflon having the monomer C(F2) double bond C(F2). It is called as a tetrafluoroethene. This is your answer, tetrafluoroethene. Next, C2H4, this is CH2 double bond CH2. High density, low density polythene. Okay. Next as a C2S3, no, this is I think CH2 double bond CH and 1, 2. No, I think there is no formula match, na? CH2 double bond CH. No. Identify the monomer used to prepare the noholac. So noholac is obtained from the phenol formaldehyde, and from noholac to prepare the bakelite. From noholac to bakelite. So noholac is a linear. Noholac to bakelite, it is used for making the paints. It is linear. So this is answer as a phenol formaldehyde. Which among the following is an example of branch chain polymer? Low density. Low density polythene is a branch. High density is a linear. Linear polymer. Bakelite is a cross link. Cross link. Melamine is again the cross link. Cross link. So melamine, bakelite both are cross link. High density polythene HDP, linear. Low density is a branch chain polymer. Identify the use of high density polythene. Insulation of electric cable, no, this is LDP use. Submarine cable insulation, LDP. This is again the LDP. Producing extrudable film, again LDP. So making of toys, this is for HDP. This is again the IMP question. Identify the polyamide polymer from the following. So this is nylon 6 is the example, polyamide polymer. So this is nylon is the word stand for polyamide. Whenever there is a polyamide called as a nylon. Dacron, dacron is a polyester. This is polyester. Dacron stand for terylene. Terylene stand for dacron. Dacron and terylene both are same. Which from following polymer used to obtain plastic dinnerware? So plastic dinnerware obtained from melamine formaldehyde resin. Melamine formaldehyde resin, plastic dinnerware. Which from following polymer is classified as fiber depending on intermolecular forces? Terylene. Terylene is the answer, classified as a fiber. Vulcanized rubber is a rubber, Bunayas is a rubber, polystyrene is a thermocol. Thermocol is a thermocol. Bunayas is the SBR. Styrene, butadiene, rubber. Vulcanized rubber is again the rubber. It is a category of rubber. Elastomer. Rubber is the elastomer. Which from following polymers contain ester linkage? So PHBB is the answer, ester linkage. Nylon 6, they contain polyamide linkage. It contains amide linkage. SBR is the elastomer. Elastomer. Elastomer is a rubber. Next, Teflon. Teflon contains the double bonded. It is a free radical initiator reaction. Teflon. Identify the copolymer from the following. Co contain the two different monomers. So bunaious, butadiene and styrene. Butadiene plus styrene called as the bunaious. Which of the following is used as one of the reactant in preparation of bakelite? So bakelite contains the phenol formaldehyde resin. Phenol plus formaldehyde. So phenol plus formaldehyde. Phenol plus formaldehyde resin called as the bakelite. Identify a polymer obtained by process of addition polymerization. So addition polymerization, PVC is used, polyvinyl chloride. Addition polymerization, PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Nylon 6, terylene, nylon 6,6. Nylon 6 is a ring opening. Terylene is a condensation. Nylon 6 again condensation. Both are condensation. Nylon 6,6, terylene are condensation. What type of polymerization of epsilon caprolactam undergoes to form nylon 6? It's a ring opening polymerization. आताच क्वेश्चन पर आपण ring opening question. Next example मध्ये ring opening. Both question are identical. Question number 130 and question number 131. Addition polymerization answer PVC. Nylon 6 as a ring opening. And next question as the nylon 6 is the addition, condensation, chain growth and ring opening. So ring opening is the answer. Nylon 6 is the only example for ring opening polymerization. Whenever question asks as a ring opening, then always answer as a nylon 6. Note now. Next as a terylene is an example. Terylene is an example of polyester. So terylene also called as a Dacron. Dacron is a terylene contain the polyester, that's a polyamide. Nylon, this is called that's a polyamide. Polyamide, all nylon. All nylon. So nylon 6, 6,6, 2,6 also. All nylons. All nylons are the polyamide. Identify the thermosetting polymer from the following. Bakelite. Bakelite is the example of thermosetting. So many times same question appear. That's a thermosetting polymer, bakelite. That's polythene, PVC, polystyrene. All are thermoplastic polymers. Remaining option as a thermoplastic polymer, all. Next, identify the use of Teflon from the following. To obtain oil seal, yes, to obtain the oil seal. As a substitute of wool, so this is called as a Orlon. Orlon is the compound. To obtain the surgical sutures, nylon 6 is the example. To manufacture a packaging container, so packaging container is a low density polythene. Packaging container, low density polythene. This is again the IMP question for 2026. What are the names of monomers used to prepare the polycarbonate polymer? Very easy. Bisphenol and phosgene. Polycarbonate polymer. Bisphenol and the phosgene. At the end of chapter there is a table, and in that table there is written as a polymer and the list of the monomers. Before exercise, identify the monomer used to obtain the thermocol. So thermocol contains the styrene. So this is your answer, styrene. Styrene is the monomer used to obtain the thermocol, and thermocol called as the polystyrene. Which among the following is used to obtain the LCD screen? So LCD screen is obtained from the perspex and lenses also. Which from following polymer used to obtain the surgical sutures? Surgical sutures. Nylon 6,6 is used. Surgical sutures. Which from following polymer is used for manufacture of paints? Glyptal. Glyptal is the example used for making the paints. Identify the polymers used from the disposable cups and plates. This is called as a polystyrene. Polystyrene stands for thermocol. Thermocol. Thermocol is the answer. Which from following polymer used to obtain the gel? This is called the polyelectrophoresis. That's a polyacrylamide. Gel electrophoresis used for separation of DNA in biology. Low density polythene. It is crystalline, correct? It is crystalline. It is steeper than low density, no. It is made lower temperature, no. It is very less resistive to chemical than LDP, no. It is more resistive. What are the different functional groups present in monomers used to obtain PHBV? Polyhydroxy, so hydroxy is there. Butyrate and covaleric acid, so carboxyl also there. Hydroxyl and carboxyl. Next, which among the following is a copolymer? Bunayan is a copolymer. The remaining are the homopolymer. Which polymer is obtained by using CH2CHCN? Polyacrylonitrile, called as a PAN. So PAN is a polymer. Acrylonitrile. Which from following is a thermoplastic polymer? So that's a polystyrene, stand for thermocol. Thermocol. Thermocol is the answer. Next question. Which from following is a semi-synthetic polymer? So viscous rayon is a semi-synthetic. Semi-synthetic called as a regenerated polymer. So called as a regenerated polymer. Which from following polymers is obtained addition polymerization? So this is your answer. Addition polymerization. CH2 CHCN, addition polymerization. Remaining example as a condensation. All remaining example as a condensation. Which from following statement about nylon 2, nylon 6 is not true, not correct? It is polyester, no, it is polyamide. It is polyamide, so this is not true, this is the answer. It is copolymer, correct hai. It is obtained from amino acid, correct hai. It is biodegradable, yes, it is correct hai. What type of polymer cupra ammonium rayon is? Semi-synthetic. It is semi-synthetic polymer. Cupra ammonium. It is regenerated polymer. It is regenerated polymer. Which from following polymer obtained from C6H5CH2 thermocol? This is called as a styrene. Styrene thermocol, polystyrene. So this is polystyrene. Which from following polymers Ziegler-Natta catalyst is used? High density polythene. High density polythene, Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Identify the linear polymer. High density is the linear. Low density is the branch. And remaining two option as a cross link. So many time question, very important for 2026 exam, CET. Which from following polymer used to manufacture the paints? Glyptal is used for making the paints. Which polymer synthesis needs the process of formation of salt, nylon salt? Yes, it is required the nylon salt. Nylon salt. That's why it is homopolymer. Homopolymer, because single salt is required. Homopolymer. Always remember, homopolymer. Nylon salt, homopolymer. Which from following polymer needs CS2? Viscous rayon, regenerated cellulose, regenerated cellulose. Regenerated cellulose is the answer, viscous rayon. Semi-synthetic polymer. Homopolymer contains single unit of monomer. Nylon 6 is the example. Epsilon caprolactam. Ring opening mechanism. Ring opening as a single example. Nylon 6. Okay, which of the following not obtained by addition polymerization? Not obtained by addition polymerization. That's why this is condensation. Na? So this is your answer. Condensation. This is condensation. Because every example contains the double bond at least. Double bond addition, not double bond, not addition, it is condensation. Not correct about thermoplastic. These are soften on heating, correct. Intermolecular forces involved, these are moderate, correct. This possesses the extensive cross-linking, wrong, not correct. These are easily molded, yes, correct. Thermoplastic are easily molded. IMP question, this is very, very important. This is the type of question is very, very important for your CET exam 2026. Which of following polymer does not contain CONH? Amide linkage. Amide, this is the amide linkage. So PAN is the example, and all these are nylon. Nylon stand for polyamide. Nylon word stand for polyamide. All whenever there is written as a nylon, called as a polyamide. So polyamide always stand for nylon. There is a huge family of nylon, nylon 666, nylon 26. Which from the regenerated? So cellulose nitrate is the regenerated polymer. Regenerated polymer. This is the chemical treatment on the natural polymer will become semi-synthetic polymer, also called as a regenerated polymer. Identify the use of PVC to prepare the raincoat. Yes, it is correct. To prepare the rubber belt, no. To prepare the electrophoresis, no. To obtain the electrical hardware, no. So PVC is used to prepare the raincoats. Identify the monomer used to prepare the PVC. PVC, polyvinyl chloride, CH2 double bond CH and Cl. So this is zigzag, okay, zigzag line formula, and this is that's the condensed formula, CH2 double bond CH and Cl. And this is for PAN, na? This is for PAN also. That's a polyacrylonitrile. Identify the polymers obtained from the 1122 tetrafluoroethylene. So CF2 double bond CF2. So it is Teflon. CF2 double bond CF2. This is IUPAC name actually. 1,1, 2,2 tetrafluoroethylene. Teflon is the answer. Very important question. Please note down. What type of polymer? What type of polymer used to prepare the non-inflammable photographic film? Semi-synthetic. This is again the IMP question for 2026. So everywhere, this is a question very important. Semi-synthetic used to prepare the non-inflammable photographic cinema film. Which among the following polymer obtained by ring opening? I'm talking about the ring opening, only one example, nylon 6 is the example, and epsilon caprolactam. Epsilon caprolactam is a monomer used to prepare the nylon 6. Whenever there is a ring opening, nylon 6 should be there. As a nylon 6, always remember this is ring opening polymerization reaction. Epsilon caprolactam is the monomer. Identify the thermosetting polymer. Thermosetting polymer is a urea formaldehyde resin. This is polystyrene, polyester, polyamide. These all are under the category of the thermoplastic. Thermoplastic. All these are the category of thermoplastic polymer. This is polystyrene, polyester, polyamide. And in the polyamides, there is a huge family of nylon. This is nylon 6, nylon 6,6, nylon 2,6. Nylon 2,6 is a biodegradable. And in the polyester, that's a polyester, there is a Dacron. Dacron is the example. Next, polystyrene. Polystyrene as an example of thermocol. Thermocol is the example of the polystyrene. Which from following is the use of polyester fiber? Making Bristol of brushes, nylon 6 is the compound use. To obtain the Orlon is that's Orlon. Acrylan, it is called as acrylan. To obtain the electrical insulator, LDP, low density polythene. To obtain the terry-wool, yes, it is a terylene. So this is terry-wool, terylene plus woolen. Terylene plus wool. So it is called as a terry-wool, polyester fiber. Which from following polymer is obtained by ring opening polymerization? This is very important. Ring opening. Whenever ring opening, there should be nylon 6. So this is your answer. Nylon 6 polymer. Epsilon caprolactam, 6 carbon. It should contain the 6 carbon. This is the PVC actually. PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Option number C is or HDP, both are same in the polymeric form, and this is called the nylon 6,6. This is nylon 6,6. Total 4 plus 2, 6 and 6, nylon 6,6. So option D, nylon 6,6, option C, LDP, HDP, and option A, PVC. Option B is the nylon 6. Identify the homopolymer from following. Homo stand for same type of monomer. So thermocol is the example, called as the polystyrene. Polystyrene contain the homopolymer, only one type. If cell OH, so what is meant by cell? Cell stand for cellulose. Cell stand for cellulose. So discuss. Okay, cell represent the cellulose. Identify the formula of cellulose xanthate. So this is the example here. Cell O, C double bond S, S Na. So this is called as the cell xanthate. Cellulose, viscous rayon. Yes, option number B is correct. Very good. Next question. Which from following is a copolymer? Copolymer, Buna S. So Buna S is a copolymer. And remaining are the, that's all are the homopolymer. These are the homopolymer. Nylon 6,6 is the nylon salt. So nylon salt, due to nylon salt, it is homopolymer. Always remember. Yes, Buna, yes. Next question. Identify the thermoplastic polymer. So name the thermoplastic polymer. polythene. Polythene is a thermoplastic polymer, and remaining are the thermosetting polymer, because on heating these are the not molded, so not become soft. Identify the biodegradable polymer from the following. Biodegradable is a PHBV and nylon. Only two examples is there. Nylon 2, nylon 6. Only two example is there for a biodegradable polymer. Biodegradable polymer, that's a PHBV and nylon 2, nylon 6. Next, identify the polymer used to obtain the LCD screen. LCD screen is obtained from the perspex. There is a table at the end of chapter before the exercise. There is a table, and in that table there is written as a monomer, polymer and their application or use. LCD screen is obtained from the perspex. It is also used to making the glasses. Which from following monomer is used to obtain the polymer represent acrylamide? So answer as the acrylamide. So this is acrylamide. Identify a polymer obtained from beta hydroxybutyric acid and beta hydroxy valeric acid. So polyhydroxybutyric and valeric acid. So this is A is the option correct. So PHBV is the answer. PHBV stands for the polyhydroxybutyric covaleric acid, and this is biodegradable polymer. This is biodegradable and polyester fiber. This is polyester, and this is condensation type, and this is copolymer type. So biodegradable, polyester, condensation, copolymer type. Get it? Next question. Which from ethylene glycol and aromatic dicarboxylic acid. Aromatic dicarboxylic acid is the terphthalic acid. Terphthalic acid. Which from following polymer contain ester linkage? So ester linkage present in PHBV. PHBV, polyhydroxycobutyrate valeric acid, PHBV, ester linkage. Identify the alkadine molecule from the following. Isoprene. Alkadine. Isoprene. So this is CH2 double bond C. This is CH3. Again CH double bond, and this is CH2. So this is alkadine molecule. Isoprene. Always remember isoprene. Which from following that's a polymer trait name is used to obtain the paint? Glyptal. Glyptal is a compound polymer used to making the paints. At the end of your chapter before the exercise there is a one table. In that table there is written as a monomer, polymer and application use. In that glyptal is written. Please see the textbook. Identify the monomer used to obtain the polymer that resemble the wool. So this is CH2 double bond CH and CN. It's called as a PAN. PAN stand for polyacrylonitrile. PAN. This is called as a PVC. This is called as a Teflon, and this is called as a chloroprene. 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 Synthetic rubber. Which from following polymer is used as a substitute for wool? Same question asked in that also. PAN. So stand for PAN. Polyacrylonitrile. PAN. Polyacrylonitrile. PAN. Which from following polymers needs ethylene glycol? So what is the compound here? Ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol as a monomer dacron. So dacron also called as a pterylene. Dacron also called pterylene. Ethylene glycol plus terephthalic acid. Which from following is urea formaldehyde resin? Again, this is the option A is correct. Urea formaldehyde resin. At the end of your chapter, before exercise, there is one table. In that table, written as a polymer, monomer column, and use application of polymer. In that, so please see the textbook written as urea formaldehyde resin. This is styrene, polystyrene. Polystyrene. It is also called as a thermocol. 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 This is called as a polystyrene. Next called as a polyacrylamide. Next, this is very important. 5 and this is 6, na? So called as a nylon 6. And this is called as a acrylamide or gel electrophoresis. This is also called as a gel electrophoresis. Which from following polymer classified as a fiber? So polyester as a fiber. Polyester as a fiber. Next, polythene and polyvinyl. These are the plastics. Plastics. Vulcanized rubber is a elastomer. Elastomer. So please write now. This is a very important question. The polyester is a fiber. Vulcanized rubber is a elastomer. Polythene and polyvinyls. Polythene stand for two types. This is low density polythene, high density polythene. Polyvinyl stand for PVC, polyvinyl chloride. These all are plastics. IMP question for your CET exam 2026. Identify the linear polymer from the following. Very important question. IMP 2026. High density polythene is a linear. Low density is a branch. These are the branch polymer. Bakelite and melamine both are cross-link. Both are a cross-link. And cross-link are the thermosetting. Thermosetting. And a linear and branch, these are the linear and branch are the thermoplastic. Thermoplastic. Always remember, thermoplastic polymer should be linear or branch. Thermosetting polymer should be cross-link. Okay, clear? Next, which from following is a biodegradable polymer? So, biodegradable polymer having the formula, this is again PHBV, polyhydroxybutyrate covalerate. PHBV is a biodegradable. This is the formula for polymer for PHBV. And this is the formula for, this is the formula B stand for thermocol. Thermocol. It is also called as a polystyrene. Polystyrene. This is a formula for Bunayan, and this is formula for PVC. So please note now. Option number D for PVC. Option number C stand for Bunayan, butadiene acrylonitrile. Option number B stand for thermocol, and option number A stand for PHBV, and PHBV is a biodegradable polymer. This is again the very important question. Okay, 2025 question in 9th April shift 1. Next question, identify the monomer used to prepare the polycarbonate. So polycarbonate obtained from bisphenol and phosgene. Bisphenol and phosgene. Next, identify the thermoplastic polymer. Again the thermoplastic polymer, polystyrene. Polystyrene stand for thermocol. Thermocol, and thermocol is banned due to leaching on heating. Leaching on heating, that's why it is banned. Which from following polymer obtained by addition polymerization? Addition polymerization, low density. And remaining bakelite, Dacron. Nylon 6 is ring opening. Dacron, bakelite are condensation. Next question. Which from following polymer used to prepare decorative laminates? Urea formaldehyde resin used to prepare the decorative laminates. Identify the monomer used in preparation of bakelite. Phenol formaldehyde resin. Phenol formaldehyde. Butadiene styrene is used for making the Bunayan. Ethylene glycol terphthalic nylon 6,6. Melamine formaldehyde, melamine polymer. Which from following polymer is classified as fiber? Again the repeat question. Fiber. This is rubber categories. Actually rubber stand for elastomer. Rubber elastomer. Polythene is a plastic. Polythene is not a fiber, it is not a rubber. The polythene is a plastic. Which from following polymers is obtained by condensation polymerization? Terylene. Terylene stand for Dacron. And all these remaining three are addition polymerization. Which from following is a polyacrylamide is obtained? Gel electrophoresis. Which from following thermosetting polymer? So thermosetting polymer is a bakelite because it is cross-link. All cross-link polymer are thermosetting polymer. Always remember. And all linear and branch are thermoplastic polymer. Ring opening, wherever there is a ring opening, always nylon 6. Nylon 6 is the only one example for ring opening polymerization. Which from following polymer contain ester linkage? Ester linkage is the perfect, it is used for making the glasses, optical glasses, LCD screen. Thermoplastic polymer. This is neoprene is a elastomer. Elastomer. Next, that's a terylene is a thermosetting. Thermosetting. Bakelite is a thermosetting. All these are thermosetting only. That's a remaining as a thermosetting polymer. Identify the monomer used to prepare the acrylic glass. This is very important. Acrylic glass. Methylacrylate. Methylacrylate. Acrylic glass. This is optical glass. Which from following polymer is obtained by ring opening polymerization? Again, same question here. A ring opening, so called as a nylon 6. Number 2 is a butadiene. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is butadiene. Butadiene. Butadiene is a rubber. Is a elastomer. Butadiene is a type of elastomer. This is that's HDP or LDP, both. And this is as a terylene. Terylene also stands for dacron. Which from following polymer is a straight chain polymer? So PVC is the example, called as a linear. Straight chain stand for linear. Low density stand for branch. And bakelite and melamine is a cross-link. Polymer. Which from following polymer obtained by addition polymerization? So Teflon is the example, addition polymerization. So Teflon, that's a CF2 double bond, CF2 is a monomer. Next, as a nylon 6 is a ring opening. I am talking about the ring opening here so many times. Ring opening. Next, terylene and nylon 6 is the condensation. Both are condensation. As example, ring opening and addition. So this is peroxide as a radical initiator. So this is polyacrylonitrile. Radical initiator. Peroxide as a radical initiator. Which from following polymer classified as a fiber? Again question, nylon 6 is a fiber. Neoprene is a rubber. Rubber stand for elastomer. Rubber elastomer. Next, polystyrene. Polystyrene is a plastic. This is a category of plastic. Urea formaldehyde resin, it is again a cross-link polymer. So this is fiber. And this is the urea formaldehyde, this is again the plastic. So B number, C number plastic, D number are rubber. Rubber stand for elastomers. Which from following polymers is obtained by condensation polymerization? Nylon 6, 6 is the example. Condensation. Next, polythene addition, polyacrylonitrile addition, Teflon addition. Identify thermoplastic polymer, polyvinyl. Polyvinyl are thermoplastic. Next, bakelite, terylene, neoprene, both are the thermosetting polymers. Identify the monomer used to prepare the glyptal. Glyptal used for making the paints. So this is your answer, paints. It is used for making the paints. Ethylene glycol and the phthalic acid. Which from following when blended with cotton develop terrycot? So this is terry, that's a Dacron. Dacron stand for the terylene. Terylene plus cotton is equal to terrycot. Is equal to terrycot. So terrycot is the answer. Terylene, Dacron, terrycot. Terylene plus cotton, terrycot. Identify the monomer used in preparation of polyacrylonitrile. This is gel that's a polyacrylonitrile pan. It is called as a pan. So this is your answer, pan. CF2.CF2. It is Teflon. This is butadiene. 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 It is butadiene. Which from following is a thermosetting polymer? Urea formaldehyde is a thermosetting polymer. Urea formaldehyde is a thermosetting polymer. Which from following compound the thermocol is obtained? Thermocol styrene. It is called as a polystyrene. Polystyrene. So polystyrene is the answer. Identify the copolymer from the following. Buna, yes, is a copolymer because it contains two different monomer. If there is a two different monomer involved for polymerization reaction called as a copolymer, if there is only one type of monomer is involved called as a homopolymer, so remaining example as a homopolymer. Homopolymer, and nylon contain nylon salt. Nylon salt, only one type salt, so that is why it is homopolymer. Identify the use of glyptal. So many time question asked as a paint. It is used as a paint. Glyptal paint. Always remember, so many time question. Which from following polymer used to prepare the shoe soles? Bunayan. Bunayan is a elastomer. Elastomer used to making the shoe soles. Next question. Which from following polymers CONH linkage? It is called as the amide linkage. So amide linkage present in urea formaldehyde resin and all nylon categories. Nylon. All nylons. All nylon. Urea formaldehyde resin as well as CONH present in urea formaldehyde. Urea contain nitrogen, so that's why there is the polyamide. Which from following polymer used to obtain the oil seal? Oil seal is a Teflon. Teflon. Get it? So this is Teflon. Polytetrafluoroethylene. Polytetrafluoroethylene, Teflon, used to making the oil seal because this is high temperature resistant due to fluorine bond. Identify the PHBV, very important. PHBV is contain the, this is the, that's a polyhydroxybutyric acid, polyhydroxyvaleric acid. So it contains, and so option number A, this is for nylon 6,6. Option number B is stand for terylene. Terylene also called as a Dacron. Option number B is for PHBV, and option number C, it is stand for bakelite. Bakelite stand for phenol formaldehyde resin. Get it, everyone? Which from following polymer is biodegradable? Biodegradable only nylon 2, nylon 6, and another example as a PHBV. Only two, okay, only two example. But PHBB is a polyester, polyester, and nylon 2,6 is a polyamide, polyamide. Only difference is the polyamide and polyester. Which from following is polyester fiber? So PHBB is a polyester fiber. Same PHBB biodegradable. Biodegradable. Because it contains polar linkage. Aliphatic polar linkage. This is polyamide polymer nylon 6,6. Nylon 6,6 is a polyamide polymer. So there is a nylon always polyamide. So polyamide is a Greek word stand for nylon. Vinyl chloride. This is mixed type of the amide. Rubber. If there is synthetic rubber, always remember synthetic rubber always neoprene. Okay, what are the compound used to obtain the nylon salt? So nylon salt is the adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine. So nylon 6,6. Nylon 6,6 is the answer. Which from following does contain either COO or CONH linkage in it? Thermocol. Thermocol is the answer. So it contains does not contain actually. That's the thermocol. Thermocol stands for polystyrene. Polystyrene. Thermocol polystyrene is banned due to on heating it become bleach. On heating it become bleach on heating. Which from following polymer used to obtain surgical sutures? Surgical sutures nylon 6,6 because high mechanical strength, high tensile strength. 6 stand for surgical, that's a Bristol for brushes. Terylene is a fiber, wrinkle-free fiber. Neoprene is a rubber for making inner tubes of tire, high quality rubber. Gasoline pipe for that's hose pipe. Identify the monomer used to prepare the Dacron. Dacron stand for terylene. Terylene. So this is your answer. Ethylene glycol and the terphthalic acid. This is stand for bakelite. Bakelite. This is that's a bunayan. This is a bunayan. Butadiene. Butadiene and acrylonitrile. Bunayan. And this is that's another phenol and another type. There is that's a type of the polymer. What is your answer? Option number C, ethylene glycol and the terphthalic acid. Ethylene glycol, terphthalic acid. Identify the cross-linked polymer from the following. So this is cross-linked polymer. So what is type of cross-linked polymer? Melamine. Melamine is a cross-linked polymer. Cross-linked polymer as a melamine. High density polythene is a linear. Low density is a branch polymer. PVC is again linear polymer. This is linear type polymer. Always remember.